Are you working hard every single day, but still struggling with money? You're not alone. Millions of people face the same problem. But here's the truth. It's not about how hard you work, it's about how you think about money. Welcome to Bookfeel, and today we're diving into Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that has changed millions of lives worldwide. In this video, I'll share 7 powerful money lessons that reveal why the rich keep getting richer, and how you can apply the same strategies to build financial freedom. So, grab your notebook, because these lessons might just change your financial future forever. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. When Robert Kiyosaki was a young boy, he noticed something strange. His real father, the poor dad, worked very hard as a government employee, always chasing promotions and pay raises. He believed that working harder and studying more would guarantee success. But Robert's friend's father, the rich dad, taught him the exact opposite lesson. The poor and middle class work for money, but the rich make money work for them. Think about it. Most people spend their lives working for a paycheck. They wake up, go to work, get paid, and spend that money on bills, rent, or luxuries. Then the cycle repeats. If they lose their job, their income disappears. That's the trap of financial dependence. The rich, however, focus on creating assets. Assets are things that put money into your pocket, whether you're working or not. This could be rental properties, investments in the stock market, owning a business, or intellectual property like books and patents. These assets continue to produce income, even while you sleep. Kiyosaki explains that when you work only for money, 2 emotions control your life: fear and greed. Fear of not having enough keeps you stuck in jobs you hate. Greed, or desire, makes you spend more as soon as you earn more: the new car, the bigger house, the fancy gadgets. But when you shift your mindset to building assets, you break free from this cycle. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck, your money starts generating more money. That's when financial freedom begins. So the big takeaway from lesson 1 is this: don't just spend your life trading time for a salary. Focus on building assets that create cash flow. Because at the end of the day, the rich don't work for money. Money works for them. Lesson 2. Financial education is everything. Robert Kiyosaki makes a very bold point in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Our schools teach us math, science, history, but they never really teach us about money. Think about it, we spend over a decade in classrooms, yet most people graduate without knowing the difference between an asset and a liability, how taxes really work, or how to make money grow through investments. That's why so many people, even with high-paying jobs, still struggle financially. Kiyosaki's rich dad taught him that financial education is the foundation of wealth. It's not enough to just earn money, you need to know how to manage it, multiply it, and protect it. He explains that money is a game, and like every game, you need to understand the rules. If you don't, you'll always end up losing, no matter how hard you play. For example, if you don't understand taxes, you might end up paying more than you should. If you don't know how debt works, you'll use it to buy liabilities instead of using it to leverage opportunities. If you don't understand cash flow, you'll live paycheck to paycheck forever. The rich spend time learning about investing, real estate, businesses, and markets. They treat money like a subject you must master, just like medicine, law, or engineering. Poor dad believed in formal education only, while rich dad believed in financial education as lifelong learning. Here's the truth. Money doesn't solve money problems, knowledge does. If someone is financially uneducated, giving them more money won't make them rich, it'll only make their problems bigger. That's why so many lottery winners and even celebrities go broke. So the big takeaway? If you want to be rich, don't just work for money. Invest in your financial education. Read books, learn about investing, understand cash flow, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Because in the end, it's not how much money you make, but how much you keep, grow, and protect. And that all comes down to financial education. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities. One of the most important lessons in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Most people think they are buying assets, but often they are buying liabilities that drain their money. Kiyosaki defines assets, things that put money in your pocket. Examples include rental properties, stocks that pay dividends, businesses, or royalties from intellectual property. Liabilities. Things that take money out of your pocket. For example, a new car, an expensive house, credit card debt, or gadgets bought on loan. Here's a simple truth. The rich focus on acquiring assets, while the poor and middle class accumulate liabilities. That's why even high earners can feel financially stuck. They have big houses and fancy cars, but little to no cash flow. Kiyosaki shares a powerful mindset shift. Stop confusing liabilities with assets. A new car may feel like a status symbol, but it's not making you richer. It's costing you. On the other hand, investing in something that generates income like a rental property or stocks actually grows your wealth over time. Another point, cash flow is king. Even if you have a high net worth, if your liabilities exceed your assets, you're financially vulnerable. True financial freedom comes when your assets generate enough income to cover your expenses and more. The big takeaway? Always ask yourself, does this put money in my pocket or take money out? Build your life around assets, minimize liabilities, and focus on creating passive income streams. That's the real path to wealth. Lesson 4. Entrepreneurship and investment beat job security. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki highlights a powerful truth. A secure job does not equal financial freedom. Most people believe that getting a stable job, earning a salary, and saving money is the key to success. That's what his poor dad believed. But Rich Dad taught him differently. True wealth comes from entrepreneurship, investing, and creating multiple income streams. Think about it. A job gives you security, but it also limits your earning potential. You're trading time for money, and if your job ends, so does your income. On the other hand, starting a business, investing in stocks or real estate, or creating assets allows you to earn money even while you sleep. Kiyosaki emphasizes, financial freedom is about control. Entrepreneurs and investors control their money, instead of their money controlling them. They take calculated risks, learn from failures, and grow their wealth over time. For example, investing in a rental property might seem risky, but if done correctly, it can generate steady cash flow for years. Similarly, building a business may require hard work upfront, but it creates long-term financial independence. The key takeaway? Don't rely solely on job security. Build skills, explore business opportunities, invest wisely, and create income streams that continue even when you're not actively working. That's how the rich gain freedom, while most people stay trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Lesson 5. The Power of Cash Flow. Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes that cash flow is the lifeblood of financial freedom. Many people focus only on net worth, the value of everything they own minus debts, but that doesn't tell the full story. What really matters is how money flows in and out of your life. Cash flow is the difference between income and expenses. Kiyosaki teaches that the rich always focus on increasing positive cash flow, money coming in from assets, rather than just earning a paycheck. This is why two people with the same net worth can have completely different financial stability. One may be drowning in liabilities and debt, while the other has steady income from investments and businesses. For example, rental properties generate monthly income, stocks can pay dividends, and businesses can provide profits, all contributing to positive cash flow. On the other hand, a luxurious car loan or an expensive house may increase your net worth but reduces cash flow because of ongoing payments. The key idea: don't just accumulate things, accumulate cash flow generating assets. Money should work for you, not the other way around. Kiyosaki also stresses tracking every penny. Know where your money is coming from and where it's going. Small, consistent steps in managing cash flow can lead to huge financial freedom in the long run. Takeaway: focus on assets that generate positive cash flow, minimize liabilities that drain money, and monitor your income and expenses carefully. Cash flow, not net worth alone, is what builds lasting wealth. Lesson 6. Don't let fear and doubt control you. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki points out that fear and doubt are the biggest obstacles to financial success. Most people never take risks because they are afraid of losing money, failing, or making mistakes. This fear keeps them trapped in safe jobs and prevents them from building wealth. Rich Dad taught Robert that taking calculated risks is essential. Every successful investor, entrepreneur, or businessperson has faced failure at some point, but the difference is they learn from it and keep moving forward. Fear should not paralyze you. It should be a signal to prepare, learn, and grow. Doubt is another common enemy. Many people doubt their ability to understand money, invest, or manage a business. Kiyosaki emphasizes that doubt is often a reflection of lack of knowledge. That's why financial education is so important. The more you learn, the less doubt holds you back. He also shares that the poor often sell their time for money because fear controls their decisions. The rich, however, use fear as a guide, not a stopper. They take smart risks, manage them carefully, and gradually increase their financial freedom. Takeaway: don't let fear or doubt dictate your financial decisions. Educate yourself, take calculated risks, and remember, mistakes are lessons, not failures. Master your mindset, and money will start working for you. Lesson 7: work to learn, not just to earn. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki highlights a lesson that most people completely overlook. Don't just work for money, work to gain skills and knowledge. Poor Dad believed that the goal of a job is to earn a steady paycheck. Rich Dad, however, taught that every job, every project, and every opportunity should be used to learn something valuable. Whether it's sales, marketing, management, investing, or leadership. Why is this important? Because money alone doesn't make you rich, skills do. The more you know and the more abilities you have, the more opportunities you can create to generate income. Skills are assets that last a lifetime, while a paycheck ends the moment your job ends. For example, working in sales might teach you negotiation and communication skills. Starting a small side business teaches you about managing money, operations, and risk. These lessons compound over time, allowing you to build wealth and financial independence. Kiyosaki emphasizes that knowledge is leverage. Every skill you learn increases your ability to create money, invest wisely, and make smarter decisions. Focus on learning from real-world experiences rather than just chasing the next paycheck. Takeaway: choose jobs, projects, and opportunities based on what you can learn, not just how much you will earn. Work to grow your skills and the money will follow. This mindset is what separates the rich from everyone else. And that's it, the 7 money lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that everyone must know. If you apply even just one of these lessons, your financial journey can completely change. Which of these lessons inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss powerful book summaries and money lessons here on Bookfeel. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, feel the power of every book.